the literary pop star of Indian fiction, the fastest selling author in the history of Indian literature, both realities. All four of his books have sold more than 3.5 million copies. Reality. Happily married, boring banker turned successful author. Sounds like a myth, isn't it? A very urban myth. However, with Amish Tripathi, myth merges into reality very effortlessly and very seamlessly. So to initiate our discussion on the subject for the day, the shifting stands of time, myth, reality, or both. Amish, would you please let everyone know, how do you manage to merge the two? What is your definition of myth and reality, and how do you bring them onto a common platform?
Wow, okay, good question. Firstly, look, as far as myth is concerned, we have to understand that in India, often we translate the word myth into the Hindi word mithya. कई बार हम लोग उसका अनुवाद से इंग्लिश वर्ड जो मिथोलॉजी है उसका अनुवाद हम हिंदी शब्द मिथ्या कर देते हैं. मिथ्या का मतलब है झूठ, the untruth. But actually the word myth in English, the root is not mithya, the root is a Greek word called mythos. And mythos is that which hides the philosophical truth. That's what it's a Greek word. So mythology, the concept was that it's a story through which you discover philosophical truth. That was the concept of mythology. So the story itself is not that important. What you have to learn is the philosophical lessons that you learn from it. So the story of Lord Ram, for example, tells us the philosophical lessons of living a life of laws. What are the benefits? What are the challenges? The story of Mahabharata actually at its core is a deep study into this eternal question, what is dharma? That's what the Mahabharata is actually. And the answers aren't simple. So there are core philosophies at the heart of stories. That's what mythology is supposed to be. Now in terms of how I write, how do I merge mythology into reality? I wish I could give a nice, answer that...
Packaged answer.
Correct.
Yeah, we're all wanting to know the secret of success.
कि भाई मेरा इतना भयंकर strategic mind है कि मैं बस सोच साच के सब कर देता हूँ, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I didn't even want to be a writer when I was young. ये college मतलब I graduated in mathematics, गणित में मैंने अपना कॉलेज किया था. मेरे जो स्कूल और कॉलेज के जो मित्र हैं जो अभी मुझसे मिलते हैं तो बोलते हैं सच बता एक्चुअली किसने लिखा है, क्योंकि तू तो नहीं लिख सकता है. मैंने स्कूल और कॉलेज में मैंने कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि मैं लेखक बनूंगा. मतलब सपनों में भी नहीं था मेरे. पढ़ता बहुत था मैं, आई रीड अ लॉट. आदत थी, परिवार में सब लोग पढ़ते हैं. तो अगर मेरी कहानियों जो कहानियां मैं लिख रहा हूँ अगर उसका श्रेय आपको देना है, आई नो इट माइट साउंड स्ट्रेंज बट आई जेन्युइनली बिलीव इट कि द क्रेडिट गोज टू लॉर्ड शिवा. आई जेन्युइनली कैन नॉट एक्सप्लेन वेयर द स्टोरीज कम फ्रॉम, बिकॉज अगर मुझ में कुछ आसार होते हैं तो बचपन में देखते हैं कि भैया बंदा थोड़ा क्रिएटिव है. आई वॉज नेवर क्रिएटिव एट ऑल. In my younger days, I was very academically oriented, yes, and I was very active in sports, boxing, gymnastics, those kind of things, but I never did anything creative. So how myths and reality merges together into my stories, I cannot give a logical explanation. I just open the laptop and there's a parallel world that opens up and I just write it. So it's Lord Shiva's blessings.
That's humility at its best.
Oh, it's the truth,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Talking about myth and reality, when we speak of the mythological scriptures that we have, Mahabharata and Ramayana being the biggest examples that we have, the times when they were written and the times when they were followed to the last letter, those times were different. The Satyug, for instance, when the values from those two epics were absorbed into real life. In modern times, when our reality is far removed from all the ethical ho-hum that we talk about, how does mythology really transpire into our lives? I mean, how much of it do we absorb really? Is it just about demystifying God and nothing else, or is there something more to it?
actually our history goes back a lot earlier because Satyug was actually before Ramayana. Ramayana came in the Treta Yuga and then Mahabharata came in the Dwapar Yuga, and we are in the Kali Yuga right now. But I think the best way to answer this is if I ask the audience out here, how many of you believe in Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu or Lord Ram? practically everyone. If I went to Egypt and I asked Egyptians, and I've done this, I've been invited to festivals in Egypt, Greece, various places. I asked them, how many of you believe in Amun Ra, who was the Egyptian god? While none of the hands went up. I went to Greece and I asked them, how many of you believe in Apollo or in the myths of the Olympian gods? Zeus, all of them. No hands went up. And why is it that it remains alive? That even today everyone will say, I believe in Lord Shiva, I believe in Lord Vishnu. It's not that our stories are richer than the Greek stories or the Egyptian stories. Their stories were as rich as ours, as philosophical as ours. They remain alive because we believe in them. That is the main difference. For the Greeks, the stories of Zeus are just stories now. सिर्फ कहानियां हैं उनके लिए, विश्वास कुछ नहीं है ज़ियस के ऊपर या अपोलो के ऊपर, जो प्राचीन जमाने के भगवान थे. लेकिन हम में अब भी वो विश्वास है, इसीलिए आज भी these myths remain alive, which means आज भी हम लोग इनसे सीख रहे हैं. रामायण और महाभारत, there are many versions of the रामायण and महाभारत, admittedly. ये नॉर्थ इंडिया में जो the version of the रामायण that most people know, अगर मैं आप सबसे पूछूं कि रामायण में लक्ष्मण रेखा का वर्णन किया गया है क्या? आप शायद जानते हैं, तो बाकी सब लक्ष्मण रेखा का वर्णन है रामायण में? नहीं है. क्यों? कौन बोलेगा नहीं है? ओनली 2-3 पीपल. एक्चुअल वाल्मीकि रामायण में लक्ष्मण रेखा का वर्णन नहीं है, पुराने वाल्मीकि रामायण में. लेकिन नॉर्थ इंडिया में व्हाई डू पीपल स्टिल बिलीव कि लक्ष्मण रेखा का वर्णन है रामायण में? बिकॉज इन द 1980s देयर वाज अ टेलीविजन सीरियल, ओके, एंड दैट हैज डिफाइंड रामायण फॉर मोस्ट नॉर्थ इंडियंस. आप तमिलनाडु में जाएंगे, देयर इज द कंबन रामायणम, इन विच ऑफ कोर्स लॉर्ड राम इज द हीरो, इट वाज रिटन इन तमिल, बट रावण के अच्छे गुण भी बताए गए हैं उसमें. बट लॉर्ड राम इज द हीरो, ऑफ कोर्स, करेक्ट. तो वो भी एक वर्जन है. एक पुराना वर्जन है रामायण का कॉल्ड द अद्भुत रामायण, in which there are 2 Ravans, and the main Ravan is not killed by Lord Ram, he is killed by Sita Ma when she takes her true form as माँ काली. ये भी एक वर्जन है. And all these versions were celebrated. तो मतलब, और ये तो सिर्फ रामायण है, महाभारत के बहुत वर्जन्स हैं, पुराण के भी बहुत वर्जन्स हैं. तो we had all our own versions, लेकिन हम इसमें विश्वास करते हैं और इनसे सीखते हैं. That's why they remain alive. So the special thing is about in us that we believe in them. Our faith keeps them alive. But our faith is not blind. We are willing to question and learn. It's a very rare combination. That's what keeps our stories alive in India. Why is it that so many ancient cultures have died out? Greece, Egypt, सब मर गए ना. यूनान और ये अलामा इकबाल का एक सुंदर शेर था ना, यूनान और मिस्र रोमा सब मिट गए जहाँ से अब तक मगर है बाकी नामो निशा हमारा. कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी. There's something special in us that we remain alive. What is special in us is our ability to believe in our gods, but still question and learn from them. It's a very rare combination.
Yeah. Okay, so this, like you said, we learn and we evolve, you know, even the myths evolve in a way, in our own realities, right? But do we really learn all the right things? Do you think the mythology that we have experienced over the years is in some way responsible for some of the evils of the society as well? For example, the caste divide, for instance, or the gender biases, or the gender stereotypes. What's your take on that?
देखिए क्या हुआ है कि over the last few centuries, our country has suffered a lot. And in this suffering, our confidence has gone down quite a lot. और जब बंदा insecure हो जाता है, तो सीखने समझने की जो सूझबूझ जो होती है, वो थोड़ी कम हो जाती है. And we stop learning what the true message of our myths was. तो आप कास्ट सिस्टम की बात कर रहे हैं कि आजकल जो जातिवाद जो है वो धर्म के नाम पर किसी का स्टेटस डिसाइड किया जाता है. तो
also from the fact that it was said that Brahma ji created the castes from different parts of his body, in Shudras being from the feet and, you know, different sections of his body. So that's superiority. And
there's something in the Manusmriti which is adapted from something in the Rig Veda, right, called the Purushukta hymn, which is actually quite different from this. So changes हुए हैं in the last few centuries. But I want to ask you one thing. on the caste system. Original रामायण कौन सी है? वाल्मीकि रामायण. वाल्मीकि जी का जन्म ब्राह्मण वर्ग में हुआ था क्या? नहीं ना. Was he born a Brahmin? No. He was born a Shudra. Correct? महाभारत किसने लिखी है? हाँ, ट्रिक क्वेश्चन. लिखी है गणेश जी ने. वेदव्यास जी ने कंपोज किया था. ठीक है. तो वेदव्यास जी ने कंपोज किया था. He was the son of a fisher woman. Correct? और वेदव्यास जी ने महापुराण भी लिखे थे. जो 18 जो महापुराण है. किसी ने सत्यकाम जाबाली जी का नाम सुना है? महर्षि सत्यकाम जाबाली. उनने जाबाली उपनिषद की रचना की थी. वाल्मीकि रामायण में ही इज द पुरोहित ऑफ लॉर्ड राम. मतलब उनके जो ऑफिशिएटिंग प्रीस्ट थे, उनके जो यज्ञ करते थे. तो इट्स अ वेरी वेरी सीनियर पोस्ट. मतलब भगवान श्री राम के जो प्रेयर्स थे यज्ञ के टाइम में, वो सत्यकाम जाबाली करवाते थे. सत्यकाम जाबाली वॉज द सन ऑफ अ सिंगल शूद्रा मदर. उन्हें यह भी नहीं मालूम था कि उनके पिताजी का नाम क्या है. किसी को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. क्यों? क्योंकि उनका दिमाग इतना भयंकर था, उनके कर्म इतने अच्छे थे, किसी को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता था कि उनका जन्म कहां पे हुआ. भगवत गीता में भी श्री कृष्ण ने साफ साफ कहा है कि चतुर्वर्ण्यम मया सृष्टम गुण कर्म विभागशः. कि 4 वर्ण मैंने गुण और कर्म के आधार पर बनाए हैं. जन्म शब्द कहीं नहीं है. He never mentions birth anywhere. The varnas were created on guna and karma, attributes and your deeds. This was our original culture, which we forgot over the last few centuries. So the opportunity for us is to relearn. Correct? हमारे प्राचीन में तो लिखा हुआ है. We just have to relearn it. That's all. तो I always say कि अगर हम जातिवाद के खिलाफ अगर हम आवाज उठा रहे हैं, we are actually honoring our ancestors because we are being truly Indian by doing so. Because प्राचीन जमाने में जन्म का आधार कभी नहीं था वर्ण सिस्टम के लिए, कभी नहीं था.
So exactly the point again, we go back in that loop that we tend to extract, as we've evolved, probably we've extracted more of the wrong side or the undesirable part of it. And since the caste system was meant to be on the basis of deed and karma and not by birth, but now it has translated into a different thing altogether. So a fact that should have been learnt and retained by our society was actually left back very conveniently.
लेकिन मैं तो कहूँगा ये सब तो होता है. उतार चढ़ाव तो जिंदगी का दूसरा नाम है.
So therefore my next question is,
इंसान के जिंदगी में भी होता है, देश की जिंदगी में भी होता है. And we've had a bad few centuries. It happens, yaar. We are reviving now. So we have to relearn.
So the next question that comes to me, that is it possible that mythology is more of a device used by religious authorities, that religion has manipulated our mythology in a certain way and given to us what is more convenient for religion?
देखिए ऐसा है कि ये क्वेश्चन में अजम्पशन ये है कि रिलीजन कुछ गलत चीज़ है. मैं ये नहीं मानूंगा, क्योंकि कुछ अच्छे लोग रिलीजन का सही इस्तेमाल भी कर सकते हैं और कुछ बुरे लोग रिलीजन का गलत इस्तेमाल भी कर सकते हैं. तो माय फादर यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज से कि अगर आप देख रहे हैं कि भाई कोई रिलीजन का गलत इस्तेमाल कर रहा है और आप अच्छे इंसान हैं, आपको अपने धर्म पे गर्व है, तो आपका ये धर्म बनता है कि आप अपनी आवाज़ उठाएं, आवाज़ बुलंद करिए और सही जो इंटरप्रिटेशन है उसके बात करिए. सो द आंसर इज नॉट टू टर्न अवे फ्रॉम रिलीजन. द आंसर इज टू ब्रिंग आउट द पॉजिटिव इंटरप्रिटेशंस. And like I'm saying again, luckily for us, the positive interpretations exist in our scriptures and in our past. Fortunately, they exist. Like let's speak about women, for example. Today how we treat women is frankly we are insulting our ancestors by how badly we treat women today. Because in ancient times, the highest status was for rishis. It was even higher than kings. Correct? Which is our oldest scripture? Rig Veda. Rig Veda mein there are hymns written by rishikas, women rishis. That was their status in ancient India. आजकल कुछ बेवकूफ़ लोग हैं जो बोलते हैं कि भाई कुछ समय में ये औरतों को स्क्रिप्चर्स पढ़ने नहीं चाहिए. अरे 5000 साल पहले उन्हें स्क्रिप्चर्स लिखे थे, ये स्टेटस था विमेन्स का हमारे प्राचीन जमाने में. तो वी हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम दीज एग्जाम्पल्स एंड ट्राई एंड स्पीक ऑफ देम टुडे.